When Oregon has the football, of course, they're going to have the ball in the hands of Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Marcus Mariota, probably the best dual threat quarterback in college football. He can run, he can throw. He's as fast as any receiver they have on the team. But they're also a little underrated part of Oregon is they're going to run the ball with Royce Freeman. This guy is a workhorse, 1,300-yard freshman, and he's a bull, so look for them to be very versatile.
Yeah, they're also going to go fast, and this is what they do. They use their tempo to their advantage. I think Florida State has tried to catch up to that in bowl prep. I just don't know if you can really get a good sense of it until you meet it live on Thursday night.
Yeah, when Mariota gets the ball, they really have to try to pile it on early in the first half. If they can build a large enough deficit where Florida State can't come back from, it might be on to Dallas for them.
Time of possession is not a stat that I typically look at a whole lot in this day and age, but I do think in this particular game, Florida State's going to have to protect their defense a little bit, which means they're going to have to sustain drives, and I think they're going to have to run the ball. So Dalvin Cook, who's been really good in the second half of the season, freshman running back, I think is going to play a huge role in whether or not Florida State can keep the ball out of Marcus Mariota's hands.
I think if you look at Oregon's defense, the key may be forcing turnovers. And that's in the sense that Jameis Winston, as great as he's been since he started, he's shown a willingness or tendency to kind of force the football into tight windows, into areas where it could be intercepted. If Oregon's +2, +3, I don't think there's any doubt they're going to win the game.
Oregon's biggest weakness defensively this year has been in the secondary. They're going to be without their All-American cornerback, Ifo Preoluma. So I believe that Oregon is going to have to pressure Jameis Winston with DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, their 6'8", 300-pound defensive lineman. If they don't pressure him, he could pick that secondary apart.
The biggest challenge for Oregon coach Mark Helfrich is making sure that his team keeps its foot on the gas if they do come out to an early lead.
Yeah, I think this year, while Jimbo Fisher's team has taken on the identity of having slow starts, they can't afford to do this against this Oregon offense. Mariota and the Ducks, they run up the score. Florida State might have a really hard time coming back, and they might run out of time in the second half.
Initially, I thought Oregon was going to win this game big, but as the month's gone along, I've sort of talked myself into Florida State, and the reason is just that layoff. I think that of all the 4 teams in the playoff, nobody's helped more by having 3 weeks off than the Seminoles. Not only has it given them an opportunity to get some guys back on defense, get as healthy as they've been all year, but a month to prepare for Oregon, that really negates the advantage of that speed and that scheme. I think that Florida State's going to be extremely well prepared in this game.
Jimbo Fisher's going to have this team ready. They played in the Rose Bowl last year. They won the national title game here. You could say if this was the first time of the team being in California, for them to, kind of get surprised by the odds. But this is something that they've done last year. It's going to be just another step on the road for this season. I think they'll be ready to advance Dallas.
This is Oregon's year. I think Florida State has a perfect record, but is an imperfect team. I just think Oregon is a better team, more consistent, more cohesive. They should win by 10 or 14 points.
I'm surprised that the Oregon is favored by as much as they are. Florida State with the 29-game winning streak, defending national champions. I'm really impressed by Florida State being able to pull games out. But I agree with you. I kind of feel like it's been Oregon's year all along. They had the early loss to Arizona. They came back. They dominated Arizona in the Pac-12 championship game. Last year was shaping up as maybe an Oregon-Alabama national championship game. I think we're going to see that one this year.